Another beautiful night in the beautiful life. Yeah, because it's almost night. It's not day. Um, so I just made a video um, on how people can weaponize your virtues. And I'm going to make another video because this is probably like continuation to that video. I had to write it down because, foggy brain. By the way, I have like my own theory on foggy brain. A lot of people are attributing it to like, I don't know, like menopause and stuff. No, we're being overloaded, overwhelmed with so much data that our mind has a emergency shut off valve so that it can actually like, I don't know, like protect itself from the insurmountable amount of data that is coming towards us at all times. And yeah, it's exhausting, guys. It's exhausting. Feels like, I don't know, feels like it's vibrating, like shaky. I'm sorry, I can't really do anything about that. Anyways, let's get into it. So, hang with people who make your nervous system feel safe. Period. Hang with people who make your nervous system feel safe. And again, if this is a continuation to like the previous video that I recorded today, um, how can you tell if they're safe for your nervous system? Well, honestly, the way I break it down is somebody operating from their ego versus their heart. Wow, the vibration is really strong. I can see like the video just, you know what? You don't have to look at me, just listen. Okay. I can differentiate who is safe for my nervous system based on whether they operate from their ego or from their heart, you know? Um Let me give you examples. So, ego-driven people are very competitive, very like, I want to say self-absorbed. A lot of them are trying to prove something. Um yeah, I don't know, these people feel very unsafe to me, honestly, cuz I think it's like the lack of authenticity, the disregard for another person's well-being or another animal or plant, any another being's well-being. And yeah, all the other things that come with it, like they're willing to sabotage you so they can succeed. They're willing to, I don't know, just do a bunch of stuff that for me doesn't feel safe. I think a lot of manipulators fall into that category too, when they're ego based. You don't have consideration for others. You're just looking out for yourself. And it's all about what can I get? What can I like? How can I elevate myself? And the complete disregard and consideration for another being. That doesn't feel safe. People who operate from their heart, I feel they're more compassionate, they're kind, they're sensitive, they're empathetic. They're I keep saying I'm so sorry. Like you just feel safe around them. Feels like grandma's hug, or I don't know if you had a grandma or your mother's hug when you needed to be like, what is the word called? Like when you're a kid and like, I don't know, you hurt yourself and you just needed a hug. Yeah, it feels like that. That's what safe people feel like. You can be yourself around them. You don't really have to like guard yourself. There's an authentic exchange and reciprocation of energy, ideas, attention. It's not fake. They don't come from a place where they don't come from a place of lack. Honestly, like think about it. Heart-centered people, they don't focus upon like what they don't have, and they seem very grateful too. Really grateful, really gracious. Whereas ego-based people lack gratitude. They feel superior. They feel entitled. It's like you should be giving me this stuff, and I shouldn't have to do anything for it. I deserve it. You know what I mean? Whereas a heart centered person is more like sharing, caring, loving, listening, understanding, reciprocation. You can tell, man. Or maybe some people can't. I don't know. I don't walk in their shoes, so I maybe some egotistical driven people just lack the capacity to like feel someone else's pain or emotions. Anyway, yeah, it's getting dark. um, what is this? What did I write? Mm-mm. So I guess it depends. If you're dealing with somebody who is heart centered, obviously it's a flow. You don't feel confused. It's very clear, transparency, clarity. You feel safe to express yourself, not watching your back and like trying to defend yourself and putting up boundaries. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you'll know because they feel safe to your nervous system. Ego driven people, different story. Narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, um, deceivers, manipulators, all of those people, ego based. Because, dude, if you're operating from your heart, you certainly wouldn't be functioning that way. And I'm not trying to disregard how other people choose to function in the world because we're all in different phases of like learning and knowing and growing. It is what it is. But for you, you should, yeah, definitely protect yourself, and I came to the conclusion that that includes self regulation, not letting somebody else like tinker with your emotions and your thoughts and your reality, you know, adapt. So depending on who's in front of you, you adapt. It's not just one way or the highway or one size fits all. You have to adapt based on who's in front of you. And then also, dudes, normalize cutting fucking toxic, egotistical people out of your life. Like don't doubt yourself. Don't like second guess yourself. It's so funny. I had a coworker that was actually asking me for advice on this last night. I guess like she was in a toxic relationship with a friend and she had to cut that friend out. But then she said that she was kind of like at war with herself because she misses the friend because they had fun times together. And I looked at her and she's like, "What should I do? Should I talk to her?" I'm like, "Girl, I'm like, no." Like, and oh no. And she's like, "Yeah, but I kind of miss." I'm like, "What do you miss though?" Yeah, you had some good times. You had some good memories with this person, but everybody grows and changes, and sometimes we're not meant to walk in the same direction or on the same path as someone for a lengthy amount of time. I'm like, just acknowledge that you had some good times with this person, but overall, in the larger schematic of things, this person was very toxic. She was a user. She just used my coworker for like car rides and like pay for her meals and pay for everything. And this just friend didn't do anything for her. So I'm like, yeah, that's not it. I said, you've already made a decision to cut her out. Like, why are you going to backtrack? I said, there's no going backwards. We're going to keep going forwards. We're going to cut out people who stress us out. And then it's funny, we had customers and the customers were like, hell yeah, man, we're going to cut people out who just cut people who are net negatives, don't have your best interest in mind and stress you out. Like, what are we doing here? Like one-sided relationships? And oh no. I'm going to keep saying this over and over. I'm telling you, repetition, like that's how your brain rewires itself. You just keep like changing the program by repetition, So it's like if we were operating one way for a number of years, now it's time to pivot and change that program through repetition. So NO to net negatives. It's getting super dark. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to stop because I don't know. I don't know if I made sense. Every time I press record, it's so weird. Like before I press record, it's like I have like the ideas and the thoughts and the dialogue going. And then once I press record, it's like, what happened? Now I'm stumbling and bumbling and rambling and bambling to get my point across. If there is even a point to get across. Anyways, take care. Thank you for stopping by. And blessings to one and all. Amen.